So Lindholm's number 7 by 7.75
Oh!
with Boston.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
That's
of
a
cash.
lot, man.
All we talked about it though, like with the Bruins. Every show we did, I feel like was just they needed another forward.
Yeah.
Like they needed
A
another
center
guy,
specifically.
center
They
specifically,
need a center.
exactly. So
Like he's probably their number one center now.
I think for Boston, hey, is Boston signing Zadorov so they could maybe send Mason Lohrei to the Jets in a package for Rutger McGroarty?
I think you could throw Boston in there too with Lindholm and Zadorov. I guess
No.
like
I was gonna
I'd
say
put them in
not-
an A if it was me, but
I mean, I can do Boston now if you guys want me to.
Yeah.
Sure. Rank him up.
I think anytime your team adds players, you gotta be feeling good, right? Like it's just like a good
exciting.
feeling. However, there is something to be said about like maybe sometimes giving out a little too much money. I'm not so sure. I'm sure Lindholm will be pretty good. I think 7.5 is like a decent amount of cash for him, given his production last year. Like he wasn't that good with Vancouver, other than the playoffs, which is good that he was good with them in the playoffs with them. Zadorov was really good last year. Again, though, like kind of had one good year. I think there is a degree of risk signing a guy like Zadorov. I'm kind of leaning towards a B for them. But I could be convinced they're kind of like between an A and a B for me. They're like a B plus. So I don't know if we're doing like middle lines or anything, but like can I put it on the darker line between them? I'd put them in like a B plus if I had to give my honest ranking. But if it's between an A and a B, I'd be open to hearing what you guys have to say. I don't have to make this decision on my own.
I like the Zadorov signing a lot.
It is. Like, am I crazy
Oh,
that it
he's
does feel like a
6'4".
lot of money?
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I guess so.
I think it's just because he's
Like
doing
just like
I guess so.
his reputation seemed to change a
what am I, chocolate
lot
liver, man?
after the trade deadline last year because he was so good with Vancouver that like I think without that stretch, I don't think he gets anywhere near this much
Probably
money.
not.
I would put them in a B personally.
I'm with you there. I think.
I think he's like I don't know. I just feel like the Bruins fans are gonna love him, and he kind of fits the style of play that the Bruins like.
So you think they should go up?
And he'll be playing with good D.
I do like their signings. Like, it's weird looking at their team and having 3 forwards signed through next season is
Yeah, they're gonna. Have
pretty
some
wild. And
work
so like
do.
to add Lindholm to that group, I think is nice. Yeah, like the bet on Lindholm is that a down year in Calgary, which led to like a down year in Vancouver, and he had a better playoffs. But the bet on it is like he's going to be that player that he was when he was playing with like guys like Kachuk and Gaudreau. And now if he's playing that first line center spot with Pasta and Marchand, like seems like a perfect spot to have him. And they needed another offensive guy, especially a center. So like I think they address needs in big ways. The money, I can totally understand you being like, yeah, they might have overpaid.
But but also like they don't really. It's not like they have like a massive signing coming up. Like Marchand will probably be the biggest
exactly. We
one
just
that-
looked at it and like they have 3 forwards signed, 4 now through next season, so they don't have a lot of money locked up to people.
Yeah, they're kind of free and like they have their. Oh, I guess
Swayman.
the one thing is Swayman. It's
Swayman's
like-
the big one, but-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to like trade Ullmark and like not even have Swayman signed. Like it's just like I mean, I get it, and they're gonna get Swayman under contract, but Swayman has so much leverage now. Like
Fair point,
it's
yeah.
like insane. Like if I'm Swayman, I'm like, I want to be making like $10 million.
It's going to be interesting for sure. Like entering next season, there was like such a clear advantage for 2 seasons in a row. And I know when the move happened, like Corwin and I were hanging out. I was like, I just felt so underwhelmed when I saw the trade where it was like, I get it. Like, it's not like they could have necessarily gotten like more or whatever, but it was like,
for Ullmark.
yeah, it was just
No,
like,
that's like again like
at the trade deadline, they could have done something where it would have been more exciting than that because people were desperate for goalies and his value was super high.
Yeah.
And then they didn't really use him in the playoffs like the way where it was like, okay, well, we didn't do it the year before and now we might. But it went from like a clear like, whoa, you have this special advantage over everyone else to where I don't know. I'm not saying
It
you should
never-
be bummed or anything
No,
like that.
but it never turned into like, wow, we've got 2 Vezina caliber
Yeah.
goalies, and what did we get in return for one of them? Anything? No, not
First rounder, that's probably not that high.
Goalie
and-
that was the worst
and
last
then-
year.
Yeah, and then Corpus Salos. So it's
Yeah.
a B feels fair.
Last thing I want to say about Boston is I thought it was weird that they didn't even free up salary really.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So it was like they
Yeah,
took
they
it all
just took
back
on
on
Corpus
Corpus
Allo.
Allo.
I didn't.
Like,
I don't
that is
get it.
weird.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because, like, I mean, you could say, yeah, you want that backup goalie depth. You could get a backup goalie for a lot less. That's a lot better than Corpus Allo.
He's getting like waived or anyways.
That was odd.
Yeah.